You know, we're on my farm here in Pike County, and I'm just kind of reminiscing a little bit, looking for new spots and considering some things that happened this last season when planning how I'm going to set up for this coming season. And what is so cool about this particular spot, we're at the base of one of my favorite stands on the whole property, and one of the reasons it's so good is, well, there's actually two reasons. One is because everything comes together right here. This is an interstate of travel during the pre-rut and the rut. It's a long, contiguous ridge that runs through here, and it comes in and out of the agriculture. So when those bucks are looking for does, and those does are trying to escape or elude the bucks, they use these ridges like crazy. They're like an interstate. The other reason that it's so good is because, and I didn't realize this when I set up, I realized that after I used the puffer to determine where the scent goes during the different wind directions. And I tried it during a north wind, I tried it during a south wind, east wind, and a west wind, and it did not matter. Anytime I used that puffer, that cloud of smoke would kind of circle slightly and boom, lift right out through the treetops and gone out of the area. So that's very encouraging. What is so neat is that if I can make it to the stand without getting caught, if I could get up in this stand, I could spend the entire day there and they'll never catch me, at least not with their nose. It's one of those special spots. I've got another special spot that's a little different, and I'd like to show it to you. Follow me. You know, while both of these stand setups are no bust setups, they're very different. In the first stand setup, we were dependent on the wind lifting your scent up and out. It works really well. And I mentioned that if I can get to that stand, I'm not going to get caught once I'm in it. Where this is uniquely different is when we hunt this spot, we come in dark morning, early, because we're walking here with the wind in our backs. And what we're hoping is that the deer are out in the fields feeding and not in those bottoms, you know. And even if they are in the bottoms, we're up on a ridge top that's very high. I'm not sure what the elevation is here, but that field is far below us. So what we want to do is get in this stand early, before those deer start to filter back up the hill. And what makes this a unique spot, a really good spot, is that there's two low spots, two gradual slopes that come up from the bottom that allows the deer to make it up here. Everywhere else is very steep. So they're very similar, and yet very similar in that they're no bust, but very different. This one requires a steady wind out of the west. Now it could be northwest or it could be southwest or any variation of west, but it has to be steady so that it blows us out over that bottom field so we don't get caught if they're coming up from the bottom. And the other one, our goal is to get to it without getting caught because our scent is lifted up and out because of the topography. Very similar but different. So what I'm up to now today, I'm kind of, like I mentioned, I'm kind of reminiscing last season, and I'm looking for mushrooms, and I'm kind of absorbing the whole thing, but I'm also looking at how I can make these stand sites even better. Once in a while, a buck will come up that saddle and want to cut earlier on the bottom, possibly getting behind us. So what I think I'm going to do is pick out a few trees that I could hinge. When you hinge those trees, everything on the trunk side facing the sky is going to grow out, making it thick, creating a barrier. So I think I'm going to check that out.